Hey Ratbags, it's Jade. Welcome back to an important video about Grounded. Grounded is changing massively in the next few months. There's going to be an update that really mixes up what you expect from Grounded. Huge new stuff is still coming. People were a bit concerned when devs did make an announcement saying there wouldn't be as maybe big updates going forward because the game is going to be full release later on this year. But in the latest Casually Grounded, they had Adam, the game director, and he revealed an absolute ton of stuff about changes to quests, armor upgrades. We're going to have so many new additions, and the best one of all, base defenses. Bugs and creatures are going to be more kind of geared towards taking some of your stuff possibly. Let's cover everything you need to know from the Casually Grounded. So I'm going to rattle off everything they spoke about and then we'll dive into it a bit quicker. So if you want to just hear and go, see you later. We are going to be getting combat improvements. They're going to change and adjust the difficulty. They're also going to be making more improvements with the armor. We're going to be able to upgrade armor and there'll be certain different aspects to it. The devs confirmed you're going to be able to change your custom settings. It's one of the biggest feedback loops that when you decide to make that you lose all your items in your backpack or pets don't die, you can't currently change it back. But in the future, they are going to open up some more of them settings that you will be able to change stuff.
You'll be able to change the ones that can be changed. It's a little bit challenging when you're changing a lot of that stuff in the middle of a game. It can destroy some stuff.
So if you decide to start a world in creative mode but then want to play in non-creative mode, you will be able to do that in the future. As an example, I haven't actually confirmed what features will be absolutely able to change, but they have said they will be able to customize it. It looks like weapons are going to get changed, possibly buffs and nerfs across the board.
We're making a lot of changes to how armor works, weapon damage. We're looking at durability. That's been a big issue. So we're making some adjustments on that.
Durability, they've answered your pleas. I know so many of you are still a bit upset that durability is a bit of a thing with certain stuff. The last update really did make it a bit more grindy, having to get so much more stuff to go ahead and repair and keep your weapons and gear in right order. So hopefully that's going to be made a bit easier. The big one, creature AI, and this will inform part of their base defense changes. It does look like they're going to be working on the same sort of principle as the ants. The ants will come along and take your food. It does look like maybe other creatures will be coming along. Not always food. I'm hoping it will be ingredients and resources. But yes, you could potentially have bees coming for your honey through your windows. And one of the biggest changes that I nearly went full clickbait on and said no more burgle, but they are going to make it that you won't maybe have to return to the oak tree in future.
You no longer have to return to burgle for the science shop, molars, and what's the third thing? Burgle quests. So you don't have to actually return to the oak lab for that stuff. You can access that from any of the outpost stations where the analyzers are.
Obviously, they're saving the end game content for full release, so we're not going to be seeing changes to the yards by the looks of things, although there will be some smaller changes and maybe some revamps of some of the laboratories. They've spoken in the past about some sort of beastery, and we're definitely going to have a system where you'll be able to check what weaknesses and strengths certain bugs have. So you will no longer have to go and consult a wiki to see if a creature is more vulnerable to spicy damage. They also revealed something interesting about new bugs. It looks like butterflies are definitely more advanced and something they're considering adding to the game, rather than something like crickets. Although cricket meat has been in the game files for a long time, it wasn't something they were really going to reveal too much about. But Adam did say that butterflies were kind of, yeah, he didn't want to allude, but it definitely looks like butterflies will be added in some way or shape or form. And alongside with that comes news that gliders have been tested, but it's maybe not as big a priority as maybe other people think, and it's something that we don't know if we're going to see maybe before 1.0. But yeah, different ways that gliders might function, or having more gliders, I reckon, could be possibly in the future. They are working on dedicated servers, but again, it's maybe not the full priority. They don't have a lot of programmers on Grounded, so it's a bit difficult, especially with crossplay. That's one of the biggest issues they've got, is how to have dedicated servers between maybe Windows or Steam and Xbox, but they are investigating, they're trying to come up with solutions. In the past, I've spoken about the fact that it might be along this kind of idea of Minecraft and Realms, that you might have to pay for them, but they weren't really committal about either way, so I guess just hold this space and hopefully one day we'll hear about dedicated servers. Now, I asked the question and they did answer it. I said, will actual base defense be a feature that you'd be able to turn on or off? Because some people might not really appreciate the bugs maybe coming and robbing your stores. And he did kind of allude again that they might have an option where you might be able to turn that on and off. They reaffirmed info that's been given before, that they've got no real plans for the house at the moment as DLC or as obviously part of the main game at the moment. We're not going to be exploring the house in any kind of near time, but they haven't ruled it out completely. We'll have to see how the game goes once it's actually fully released and how Adam feels and what kind of other ideas he might have. Someone asked whether or not we could have a workbench to maybe dismantle stuff, or a way to dismantle armor and weapons that we don't necessarily need. And Adam said it was a good idea, but they hadn't really actually implemented anything or thought about it too much. Someone was also asking about more cosmetic items to customize the looks of your characters. Adam again said that they probably would love to add stuff like that, but again, it's not high priority at the moment. Adam also did say they're looking at pet improvements, but it might again not be something that's full priority at the moment, but it is being worked on for the future. He didn't really have much to say about someone asking about mushroom floor pieces, and he did say early game is going to change. The quest systems for them are going to change, so I imagine that will be a case of us maybe not going to the oak tree anymore to meet Burgle, or if we do, like he said, we won't have to return to the oak tree over and over again. So that will change how the early game systems work. So when are we all going to get to try some of this stuff? It could be a lot sooner than you imagine. It looks like April might be when we get a next update. They're going to be part of PAX East, I do believe, or West, showcasing and actually taking a centre stage and showing stuff off from their next update. That's going to be going live on the 23rd of April, so that's when to expect it. It's going to be on a Saturday as well, so it'll be a bit different. There'll be a casually grounded, Adam's going to be there, Eric's going to be there, and a whole bunch of the other developers, and they'll be going through some of the changes and what to expect. I didn't mention anything specifically about whether that update will go live, but we know that the Grounded team love to do this. Whenever we've had other events or big reveals for trailers, they've often pushed the update live on that same day. So I'm fully expecting either an update to go live on that Saturday, which is a bit of an unusual day to update. Normally games don't really do that at the weekends, or certainly it will be a release date of that week, maybe on the Wednesday that it will go live. So this was absolutely much more info than I thought we was going to get. In terms of content, I was kind of thinking that maybe it would be really dry, that the next kind of stuff we'd have would be just a few minor changes, but the devs seem to be doing a lot. Although it might not be new areas or new bugs, it does look like a lot of the mechanics of the game are getting revamped in this next update, and obviously in the future as well. We're going to see changes to combat, we're going to see changes to the AI and the way the bugs attack, we're going to see changes to your armor, the way you'll be able to upgrade them, and balance changes for weapons. But absolutely the most exciting thing for me is the base defense. I showed you guys ages ago the honey traps and the ice traps that were in the game, but they got removed just after the game came out, and that is the kind of stuff that I'm hoping they're going to be adding more in the future. Adam didn't really stress too much about that kind of thing. He just simply said that a lot of the mechanics, things like the ants taking food, that might be something where you're going to have to think about base defenses in the future. I'm still going to go with my original prediction. I don't think we're going to see Grounded fully released until late August. That's when I think we'll see this game come out. I'm hoping that we'll see at least maybe 2 kinds of updates like this in April, and maybe then 1 in July, just before that final push in late August. And yeah, that could be it. We could probably only be maybe 1 or 2 updates away from the full game. If you want to hear Adam speak about all this stuff himself, go and check out the stream, Casually Grounded one. It's available on Twitch right now, and they do put it up on YouTube, albeit a few days later sometimes. It was a good hour chat with Adam, a whole bunch of stuff revealed, and like I said, hopefully I'll give you the most important stuff. And as always, check me for Grounded content. I'm carrying on with my 100-day streams. We're on day 18 at the moment, and I've got my interview with Kaz and John, 2 of the developers that work on Grounded. That's coming out this weekend in a dev versus dev. I've got them actually playing Valheim with some of the Valheim developers, and that's going to be going live this Saturday or Friday and Sunday. So until next time, Ratbags, I'll catch you later.